If you're moving to California in 2026 and your search is locked into LA, San Diego, or the Bay Area, stop for a second. There's a county between LA and Santa Barbara, and the homes are roughly $200,000 less than LA. The schools beat most of them in the valley, and you're still only 30 minutes from the beach. Most people on Zillow never even type this into their search bar. I'm Saul Carter, and I sell real estate in Ventura County, and I've quietly watched this place absorb a wave of relocators from LA and the Bay Area who all say the same thing to me. Why hasn't anybody told me about this sooner? So let's start with the part that drives every single relocation decision, the money, right? So here's what the numbers actually look like right now. Median house price in LA County is sitting around $905. But the median house price in Ventura County is right at that $870 number. And that looks like a small $35,000 difference, but that's not exactly the truth. What the sticker price isn't telling you is the gap that lives between the actual money and the value you get. In LA County, $900,000 gets you roughly 1,200 square feet on a busy street, and you've got one bathroom that needs updating, and your parking is a daily negotiation. In Ventura County, that same $900,000 gets you somewhere between 1,800 and 2,200 square feet, a real backyard, a garage, and a neighborhood where your kids can ride bikes. That's 30 to 40% more living space with the same monthly payment. And that's not just a pitch, that's straight out of the MLS data. And it compounds beyond the purchase price. Property taxes in California are based on what you paid for the house, so buying a lower price locks you into a lower tax basis permanently. That number follows you as long as you own the home. Your insurance premiums aren't carrying the same LA County weight in most parts of the county. And if you're not crawling the 405 every single day, your fuel costs drop like a rock. Add it all up, and the total monthly picture for that same square footage in a better neighborhood runs $500 to $1,500 less per month than the equivalent LA purchase. Over 5 years, that's a huge amount of money right into your pocket, and that's not a rounding error. All right, so the money makes sense. Now let's talk about where you actually live, because Ventura County isn't just one place. It's actually 6 different ones. This is where most relocation videos get lazy and just say Ventura County is great. That doesn't really help you. So let's break down each city, what kind of buyer each one fits, and what you're actually paying for. Thousand Oaks, this is a prestige play, consistently ranked #1 as one of the safest cities in America. Schools are top rated at the state level, not just the local, but the state level. The median home right now is around $1.1 million. If you're moving with kids and you want the full suburban California experience without compromise, Thousand Oaks is it. A lot of my clients who came from good school districts back home won't even look at another city once they see the numbers here. Now, Westlake Village, adjacent to Thousand Oaks, but it's its own little world. This is a soft landing area for people from the Bay Area. You've got lake views, gated communities, and a very polished feel. Median home prices run between 1.3 and 1.5 million. And if you're used to Palo Alto or Marin, you need to land somewhere that doesn't feel like a downgrade. Westlake Village is where you're going. Camarillo is the top value for play for families. Median price sits around $900,000 to $1 million. The schools are solid, and you're just 15 minutes from the beach. I see the same pattern over and over of LA buyers who've been putting off the move, finally having their first kid and realizing a 2-bedroom condo doesn't work anymore. And Camarillo is where they land. Clean city, low traffic compared to the east side, and you still get that Southern California feel. Simi Valley, most house for the money, full stop. You can still find a good home here in the 700,000s, which is nearly impossible anywhere else on coastal Southern California. The trade-off is real though. It's a little bit inland, so it runs hot and doesn't have as easy beach access as the western cities. But first-time homebuyers and families relocating from out of state on a little bit tighter budget, the Simi Valley makes numbers work when nothing else does. Moore Park is one of my personal favorites, and I'll tell you why. Everyone overlooks it. It's a small community, very neighborhood-oriented, a lot of newer construction, and the schools are excellent. Because it doesn't have the same name recognition of Thousand Oaks, you get a lot more of the same quality without paying that Thousand Oaks premium. If you want to be smart about putting your money into the county, pay attention to Moore Park. The city of Ventura Well, this is a lifestyle play, and it's where the remote work crowd is landing. Walkable beach town, real downtown with restaurants and wine bars, surf culture that is actually authentic and not manufactured. Median home price is right around $870, and if you work fully remote and you want coastal California living without paying the Santa Barbara prices, Ventura is your move. And then there's Ojai, my bonus mention. It's a small market, it's premium, and it's genuinely one of the last California towns that has not been overdeveloped. Artists, wellness people, and a few celebrities who want privacy, it's not for everyone. But if it's for you, you know. Now, I know what your next question is. What about getting to LA for work? Let's be real about the commute. So, the commute answer depends entirely on which part of the county you land in. And this is the real fork in the road. If you're in the Conejo Valley side, Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, or Agoura Hills, you're looking 30 to 45 minutes to Burbank. A lot of entertainment industry people live out here and drive in 2 to 3 times a week. For hybrid, that's completely workable, but you're not going to destroy your life, right? The coast side is a different story entirely. Ventura, Camarillo, and Oxnard, you're looking at 60 to 90 minutes to West LA on a good day. Longer during peak hours, and if you've got a 5-day-a-week office job in Century City or Santa Monica, that commute is going to grind you down fast. That commute is a deal killer for daily drivers, and I'd rather tell you now than have you figure that out 6 months after closing. But here's what a lot of people don't factor in. A big chunk of the working population in this county never drive to LA at all. Amgen is headquartered right here in Thousand Oaks, one of the largest biotech employers in the country. Reagan Library runs full operations. There's healthcare, there's finance, there's education, there's government work spread across the county. You don't have to be tethered to LA to build a career out here. Honest trade-offs, right? All right, I'm not gonna just sit here and only give you the good stuff. Let's get into the real red flags, because this is the Common Sense Real Estate channel and you deserve the full picture. First is the wildfire risk. And this one is serious. Roughly 78% of properties in Ventura County carry some level of fire exposure over the 30-year window. That number sounds alarming, and it should get your attention, but it doesn't mean the whole county is a danger zone. It means you need to do your homework before you make an offer. My rule with every single out-of-state is simple. Don't write a check on the hillside property until you've got a homeowner's insurance quote in writing. Insurance companies have gotten very selective out there, and you don't know which one is really going to hold true in the end. Second, I say this as somebody who loves the state. It's still California. Your income tax doesn't change when you cross the county line. Gas is still expensive. Groceries run about 8% above the national average. If the core reason you're considering moving to Ventura County is to lower that tax burden, that's not the right answer. That answer is Texas or Nevada. The Ventura County fix is just about housing costs and quality of life. It cannot fix Sacramento. Third trade-off is the nightlife situation. And I'll be blunt, there isn't much. This is a family county. It's a remote worker county. Weekend farmer markets, hiking trails, wine tasting in Ojai, that's the social calendar out here. And if you're in your mid-20s and you want a walkable bar downtown scene with high energy 7 nights a week, that's fine, but you're not getting it here. All right, did I miss anything? Drop a comment below and tell me where you might be moving from and what matters to you most. Schools, beach access, or maybe it's just your budget. We can find a city in Ventura County for you. Hey, and subscribe weekly or subscribe once for our weekly videos about Ventura County, market updates, neighborhood breakdowns, an honest take on exactly where everything is. Or if you're just looking for tips and tricks, I've been doing this for a long time. All right, thank you so much. Talk to you soon.